For a place so steeped in history, it can be surprising to learn how the Jason Russell House is leaning into the future of heating and cooling. Come April 2022, they will have installed a series of geothermal wells that will make the place a lot more comfortable during both summer and winter. It certainly is an improvement from having no heating and cooling at all. On Tuesday, August 24th, the Jason Russell House contracted to conduct archaeological fieldwork on the site of the proposed wells. The Public Archaeology Laboratory of Pawtucket, Rhode Island conducted an excavation of a portion of the property to determine whether or not there may be something of cultural importance in the ground that can be impacted by the wells.
We essentially did what we call shovel test pits, which are 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter square holes that we dig down to about a meter to see if there's any significant artifact deposits or anything that might potentially be in the way.
An archaeological dig at a historic site is always exciting because of the possibility of discovering an artifact or a historic piece of evidence. But to a considerable amount of disappointment to both PAL and ACMi News, there was a whole lot of
nothing. It's a lot of architectural debris, bricks, nails. We got a lot of concrete chunks and asphalt. So,
in any case, after the soil is processed by the lab and they release a report, it will be easier to determine if it's safe or not to proceed with the geothermal wells. The purpose of this is to make sure the digging won't be harmful to any material in the ground that can add to the narrative of the Russell family's life. The proposed geothermal project was funded by the Community Preservation Act and will help to improve the climate inside the historic home with minimal invasiveness to historic materials and at minimal ongoing cost, according to a press release.
It's been a real need in the house for many years. We don't actually currently have heating or cooling in the historic part of the house because that would be too destructive to the historic character of the house. We wouldn't want like pipes or radiators or things like that. And then it's good for the house itself. It's also good for the objects in the house and for our visitors, for their comfort levels, that they could visit in the winter, they could visit in the summer and still be cool. And then the objects in the house also like stable temperatures. It's better preservation to have them be in stable temperatures.
A geothermal well is a renewable source of heating and cooling that harnesses the Earth's natural heat from below the surface at the crust, which stays at a constant temperature. The cost of installation can be quite expensive, but when the project is complete, heating and cooling costs would be minimal for possibly a decade or more.
And then in this case, we were kind of trying to think about something that could help with our environmental impact. And we were thinking about insulation, or what can we do with the caretaker's cottage that's attached to the house, where we have a person who resides 24/7. And then we noticed that that Orchard House had actually had geothermal heating and cooling installed, and thought that might be a good idea. The project is expected to be completed by April 2022. But sooner than that, if you commute on Mass Ave, you will someday come across massive drilling machines on this front lawn that will be digging 3 to 5 wells at depths of 250 and 300 feet. Until then, it's just a pile of dirt. For ACMi News, I'm Anim Osmani.